I wanted that trick. I wanted it so bad because I knew I needed it to get to the Olympics and win. And I didn't want to go to Vancouver and get second or third. I wanted to go to Vancouver and beat Sean. And so I was determined, and I got back up there, and you guys just saw it. And like, that one doesn't look that bad, but for some reason it was that bad. And then this next photo is kind of like, that's like the craziest thing for me to look at, like, because I don't remember any of that day or the following month and a half. I have no memory of. And you know, Adam said I was in the hospital and started singing that song "The Believer" by Neil Young, and I don't remember that. And like, I could like mouth the lyrics and I could like say my name, but it's so weird that your brain doesn't allow you to remember these times. And then this photo is of when I got out of when I left the University of Utah. I was flown to Craig Hospital in Denver, Colorado. And this is kind of where things start to get interesting. I was at Craig, and I thought I was totally fine. This is a month and a half later. I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't know why you're taking me here. I should be going back home to Vermont and like starting my life all over. And the doctor at that time was like, Kevin, draw a person on a piece of paper. And I don't remember drawing this person, but that's what I drew as a person. She's like, just draw a regular person. And if anybody in this room can explain to me what that is, I would love to know. Because that is the weirdest looking person I have ever seen. But then it was like working, you know, it was 8 hours a day for 4 months of kind of relearning how to do everything. If any of you guys ever go on treadmills, just test it out, putting the treadmill on 0.01, the slowest speed that the treadmill goes, and that's where I started. You know, I was in a wheelchair, and then I got to 0.01, and then I kind of would step it up every day. I'd get a little bit quicker, and you know, it's just like taught me how you can reteach and retrain the brain. And then it was like, after all of that time and, you know, waiting 2 years, I got back on my board. And this is on the bottom. This is at the bottom of my first run with my mom in Vail, Colorado. And that was a really special day. And part of this story, which I'd like everybody, you know, to kind of hear and take from this, is that when you have an injury, that you need to be safe, and you need to take the time, especially when it's your brain, to get back to doing the right things. But, you know, be smart and be safe, but get back out there and live your life and do what makes you happy. And that's what it's been for me. And I feel like what's helped make this, you know, so powerful and so successful is that, you know, I get back out there, I snowboard, but I don't do it as I was. I'm not doing those double corks. I'm not doing those crazy tricks. You know, I'm safe out there and I'm smart with it. And that's what's been so important to me. And then this is interesting. This is kind of where it starts to get a little different. And this is, the movie does not show this. So when you all do, which I do hope you all do go and finish that movie, you're not going to see anything about this, because this is 2 weeks ago. And you can see right now I don't have glasses on. And 3 weeks ago I would have had glasses on. And I went to this place called the Carrick Institute in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was with my mom, who you guys could see from that little segment is the most amazing mom ever. And we were there in this rehab hospital for 6 hours a day for 7 days for 2 weeks, working on my eyes, because your eye's a muscle and your brain controls your eyes, and my brain was not controlling my eyes, and so I had to retrain my brain. And that's what's so crazy to me about this, is that it's been 4.5 years and my brain is still healing at such a crazy level that I can do these therapies and teach my brain how to see single again. And it's not fixed. If I look at you like that, if I look at the room like that, there's 2 of everything. So I still have work to do, but if I look at you straight ahead, you guys are all perfectly clear. Whereas 3 weeks ago, there would have been 2 of you without glasses on. So it's just like not giving up hope, and, you know, not, you know, giving up that idea of being able to come back. When I got this extensive eye surgery that was so bad they couldn't even put it in the film, and after the surgery it fixed a lot, but I was still having these issues. And the doctor comes up to me and she was like, yeah, you'll never see single ever again. And it was just like, that's bullshit. That is total bullshit when you tell me that, because my brain can heal. And I was like, I know it will heal, but it doesn't heal itself, and it's not easy and it's not quick. I mean, it's been 4.5 years and I'm still making these extraordinary gains, which is like, you know, the most amazing thing ever. And then what we're doing now is, as you can see with my shirt, is trying to help and teach people about how to love their brain. Because what's so interesting about this is like, yeah, love your brain, yeah, whatever, cool, love your brain. But when you do these things that are so negative and so bad, and you say, you knock over a glass of water and you just go, oh, I'm such an idiot, like I'm so stupid, like why did I do that? It's actually very damaging for your brain, whether it's injured or not. These little things that we do every day where you just kind of put yourself down and you have these negative thoughts, especially for someone like me, it's not allowing these pathways to kind of reconnect and re-heal and kind of refine their way. So this is what I have found that I am so passionate about trying to teach people, is to love their brain. And you know, this is kind of how we've started to begin doing this is, you know, we're starting with this yoga program, which I went and did yoga yesterday, and I'm noticing amazing gains from yoga. And we're launching a yoga program next month that's going to give free yoga to all brain injury survivors and their care provider. And so that, you know, is something that's so exciting for me, that we're going to be able to do this. And then, you know, we have these camps where we get groups of brain injury survivors together and kind of teach them about how to live a brain healthy lifestyle and, you know, feed them healthy foods. We end it with this year we ended it with the Burlington Marathon and getting out and exercising, which is so important for your brain. So that was really exciting. And then, you know, sharing this with kids and talking, you know, to younger kids about this. How are we doing with time? I don't know.
About 3 more minutes.
3 more minutes. All right. I was looking up there. I was like, there's a clock, but I can't see the clock now. So if I go over, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, loving your brain. For so long after this, I hated me. I hated where I was. I hated these things I was doing, and I hated my brain. And it's like, you know, I never knew, because it's obviously not a disability where it's like you hate your brain and then the next day you're in a coma. It's like, it's different in that sense that it doesn't let you know what it does to hate your brain, but it's not healing when you're doing that. And now it's like, loving my brain is something that been so amazing for me to get to that point and being able to do that. And, you know, it's hard and it took a long time, but it's really cool to be there now. And then this one, you guys just got a tiny little glimpse of it there at the end. I was like, Emily, don't stop it yet. I want to show him Dave. Like, Dave there in the middle. There's 4 boys, as you guys could see, and this is me, Dave, and Adam. And Dave has been, you know, I think along with my mom, the biggest part of this recovery for me. And to see what it's been like for Dave to go through this with me, and, you know, having Down syndrome and how hard life is for him. All he wants is to be like his brothers and to have a girlfriend and to be able to drive and, you know, to be just like us, and to see how hard it is for him to do these certain things, and then for him to see how hard it has been for me to do certain things, has just been so powerful and so healing for me and so helpful for him. So I think, you know, my message with Dave is that when you're out there and you see someone struggling or someone with a disability or with special needs, you know, maybe just take a second and be like, you know, he is different. You know, he does do things differently, but he is so special. So just understand that they're so amazing in their way, and they can help and they can do so much. He has helped me heal to the most amazing level, and I am just so lucky to have him up there in the mountains, snowboarding, doing what I love most. That's what makes me happiest, but I'm safe with it. And being in all that snow, you know, there's not much danger of hitting my head again and, you know, creating more brain damage. So I'm still up there, and, you know, that's my message. And, you know, I'd love to share this message, and, you know, I'd love to, you know, talk with you guys. And if anyone has any questions, please just let me know. We're doing a lot on social media now that it's such a crazy world we're living in, and trying to share this information that we have and pass it around and let people know how to live a brain healthy life. And, you know, I just want to say thank you guys all so much for coming, and go and check out the crash reel.
You are a handsome example of the challenge of our community. I'm 6 years post-traumatic brain injury, and one of the greatest challenges that most of us suffer or have is being able to, it's an invisible injury. So you're so invisible. What possible challenges do you still face?
You know, the biggest challenge is with my vision, and that's why I'm so excited about that I found this doctor that can, you know, help me with my eyes. But what's so interesting about the brain is, like I was saying, when I stand here, you guys are pretty much perfect, and I can see you 20/20, but as soon as I go for a run or, you know, get on my snowboard or do these things, I love action, I love moving, and I love doing stuff, and, you know, my brain can't figure out how to align my eyes so one goes higher than the other and I see two of everything. So working on that, you know, I still have work to do, but it's like I have hope, and that's what's most exciting for me. And then, you know, memory issues, I have a lot of memory issues and things. I struggle with that, but again, it's like everything's getting better, and, you know, I just have been, you know, so lucky that I see that I can continue to heal, and my brain wants to continue to heal if I do the right things for it.
So I have a question about the film. It's such an intimate film, and that's what's so beautiful about it, the portrait of your family as well as the portrait of your experience, I think. So everybody who hasn't seen it, I really encourage you to see the whole thing because it's amazing. But because it's so intimate, it must have been really hard to build that level of trust with the filmmakers, and I'm wondering how that came about, how you met up with the filmmakers and how you decided to trust them with your story.
Yeah, so how the whole film happened was, it was interesting because we were looking, me and Mom were like, wow, there's a cool story here, we'd love to make a film, and we were meeting with all these filmmakers, and we're like, no, this person isn't the right fit, like we really need the right person that can connect with our family because they're gonna get in and they're gonna get a lot out of us. And then I went to this Nike camp that they were holding where they were teaching us, you know, how it was called a Better World Camp. And the idea was to make the world, how we can make the world a better place, you know, using our platforms. And we all snowboard, we all surf, we skateboard, we do all these sports, and to take care of the planet that we live on. And Lucy Walker came to that and was showing one of her films. And, you know, we made this connection when she was like, whoa, there's a really cool story here, and got on board and was psyched to be a part of it. And then it was interesting. The movie, it's like, it's crazy how much my family allowed her into our lives, because the film is so honest and it's so real, and you see everything about what my life has been like. And it's kind of weird to share your whole life with people, but, you know, it's like you see everything about me in this film. And I guess the stat is they got footage from 232 different people to make this film. So it was kind of like pieced together from all over the world. They were getting stuff, and then she came in for like the last year in filming stuff. So it's amazing. I just have like the most special family that just like opened up our lives to share this story, which is such an important story, and it's so awesome to have.
Do you ever get depressed?
So depression is, you know, I think one of the biggest things that people, you know, not just with brain injuries, but people that are dealing with everywhere. And, you know, I've been talking, you know, with my brother and with some other people, if that's what Love Your Brain should focus on, is teaching these people, you know, that are so depressed, how they can, you know, come through that, and how they can, you know, love their brain and love their life and love what they're doing. And, you know, it's funny you ask that, because this is like when I need my mom and my brother up here to help me with that, because I don't remember. But I think if they were here, they would say, yes, I was definitely got to that place where I was very severely depressed and in a very bad place. But that's stuff that I don't quite remember as well. So since I've been kind of able to come back and make this recovery, I've just kind of looked at the other side of things, of how lucky I am and how amazing it is. And, you know, at times it's so hard that it's so invisible and that people can't see it, but then, you know, it's so great that I'm able to live this amazing life and not have it, you know, give me too many issues. It's like the brain, it's weird how it takes you to that place of making you so sad and so depressed. And I think if you can try and just help him look at the other side of, you know, how awesome this life is that we get to live, and how exciting and how fun you can make it, that you can hopefully get past that.
Hi, I just want to say that I was brain damaged when I was 9 years old. I got one more semester out of college, so I'm one to graduate college. So thank you very much for what you're doing. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, because like, I guess there's a lack of education, because my mom last December, she passed away from a brain aneurysm, and like after listening to everything that you just spoke about, I feel like if there was like you said, like it's an invisible illness. Like I feel like the doctors were testing for everything except for her brain. And then when it all happened, there was no solution. It was just like, these things happen. And so like I do understand the organization is kind of an education of this, but like on a more like global aspect, what do you think America's doing about this? Because I feel like it's not looked at as much as other things.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not looked at because we don't know. We don't know about the brain. And it's so interesting that we know just about everything else except this thing that every single person has that is so important, but we haven't figured it out yet. And I think that, from the sounds of things is that they're trying to really make a push to learn more and kind of become more educated about the brain. And hopefully that, I don't know how long it'll take. I have no idea. We might be all dead when they figure it out, but hopefully they'll be able to. I do believe us humans do have the ability to really learn about the brain, but it's obviously so complicated and so complex that it's going to take a long time, or else we already would know about it. And so it's totally unknown to me how long it will take, but I'm hoping that they're going to start to learn more quicker. And I think with all these football injuries and all these different sports injuries that are happening, that it's kind of really making this process speed up. But yeah, that's a question I really can't answer because I have no idea. Things in life happen for a reason, and I feel like there's a complete reason. And I've been asked before if I would ever change this, or if I would ever take this back, or if I would ever not, if I could not have this happen, would I not have done this? And I say no. I say hell no. Like the things I truly believe that the things that happen in life, they all happen for a reason. I believe that day I woke up and I did that, and it was meant to happen, and that I'm meant to be teaching people the importance of their brain and what they can do to live a better, healthier life. And so, yeah, it's crazy how these things are brought on us, but I don't think it's what's brought on us. I think it's how you deal with what you're dealt. And the cards that you're dealt, it's how you move forward with them. And I feel like I'm moving in the right direction and still have a long way to go, but kind of getting there one day at a time. Getting back on the board was weird because since I was 4, snowboarding was my life, and it was everything I did. I mean, that's all I cared about was snowboarding and focusing on snowboarding. And that's another reason why I look at this as things were, they happen for a reason. Because when I was snowboarding, you heard it, I was winning all these contests. I was like on top of the world. I was like one of the very best snowboarders in the world, and then it was gone. And while I was doing that snowboarding, it's like all I was doing was stuff for me, and I was happy, I was doing great, like I was winning all these events. But now it's like I look back and it's like there's so much power to help other people that aren't winning, that aren't making all this money, that aren't doing as well as I am. So now that I have that vision, it's like it's so cool for me to be able to look at it in a different way and be like, now I can do something that's actually meaningful and helpful. And getting back on the board really kind of, when I got back on it, and I was so bad and not even close to being the best anymore, it really gave me that, like, I got to find something new to do, and I got to figure something else out, which was damn hard because I wanted to keep snowboarding as I was, but that's no longer going to happen. Do I coach younger kids? Another interesting question. I do help kids out. I don't know if I'd say I'd coach them. I was so drawn to snowboarding, and I loved snowboarding so much because there were no coaches. There was nobody telling me how to do it. There was no one telling me how I could wear my pants, and no one telling me what I could or couldn't do. And I love that freedom of the sport, and I think that is something that's so special about snowboarding, is that it's not like any of these team sports where you're always being yelled at how to do something or what to do, but it's the freedom of snowboarding that I love so much. So I haven't got too into coaching yet, and I'm not sure that that's somewhere where I'm gonna go. There are coaches that I know are incredible and that help a ton, but that's just something that I've never really looked into.